This is the final section of this presentation that we're going to go over: dietary nutrients for preventing and reversing hearing loss. The National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey documented significant relationships between dietary quality and auditory sensitivity at high frequencies. Here are some dietary and lifestyle changes you can make in order to improve the quality of your hearing and increase your resistance to hearing loss from various stressors as well as aging. So vitamins and essential nutrients are such that you cannot get them in any other way. You have to get them and obtain them through diet. So if you're not eating certain nutrients, you're going to be deficient, and that's going to cause problems. There's a reason why they're essential. It's because you need them. Let's go over these. I've got 3 different nutrients and lifestyle factors that you can change in order to optimize your hearing. Army personnel with noise-induced hearing loss or noise-induced hearing loss and tinnitus were found to have lower vitamin B12 levels than normal hearing subjects. Foods highest in B12 include fish, animal livers, whether it's fish or land-based, is really high in vitamin B12. Shellfish, like oysters, and I got a picture of a lobster up here on the screen. Lots of butter on there. And a steak is really high in B12. And eggs are another food really high in B12. I think if you ate the shell and you fed the hens lots of fruit so that the fat inside the yolk would be highly saturated, eggs are probably the most perfect food. Now, if anyone out there is vegan and you're looking for a source of B12, the only vegan source would be brewer's yeast. Brewer's yeast is actually pretty high in all B vitamins, especially niacinamide, and it's very beneficial. Dr. Raymond Peat talks about how his father was diagnosed with diabetes, and he really did not want to be dependent on an insulin shot every day, so he did some research and discovered brewer's yeast. So he started consuming brewer's yeast for a 2-week period, just brewer's yeast. And I think he withered away down to like 90 pounds. But in the end, he actually recovered his health completely. The brewer's yeast had this medicinal effect. His diabetes went away. Other than that, if you're vegan, the only way to get vitamin B12 is to get an injection every week of synthetic vitamin B12. Pharmaceutical companies can't give you natural vitamin B12 because they can't patent that. So, yeah, you're going to get a synthetic source of vitamin B12, and there's probably excipients and contaminants in there as well, so that's not a really good option. Anyway, smokers have a higher risk of developing high-frequency hearing loss than non-smokers with a similar occupational noise exposure. So, probably not surprising to most, but not smoking can improve your hearing now and long into the future as well. And last but not least, in military settings where exposure to loud noises are inevitable, a significant correlation was found between noise-induced hearing loss and serum magnesium concentrations in Air Force pilots. So magnesium is another critical mineral for hearing. So which foods contain the most magnesium? We've got coconut water is really high in magnesium. Once again, we got eggs has made the list. Spinach is another great source of magnesium. It's also a good source of calcium as well, but make sure you cook it. Raw plant matter and raw leaves, 1, have poisons in them, and 2, because you can't digest the cellulose, so that fiber will actually feed bacteria in your gut, which will then convert them into endotoxin. Coffee is another great source of magnesium. Yogurt and dairy are also really high in magnesium as well. Cows literally just stand out on pasture eating grass, which is really high in magnesium and calcium all day. So not surprisingly, their milk and their dairy is high in magnesium and calcium. Try to get Greek if possible, because it has less lactic acid on the top as well, which is a negative effect on your health. So Greek is the way to go. Mushrooms are also high in magnesium. Potatoes and raw fruit in general are pretty high in magnesium as well. But melons in particular have a high level of magnesium. So that's a really great choice and a great source of magnesium if you're looking for some. Hey, it's Mark. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and definitely hit subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos when they come out. Also, be sure to pick up my 3 free ebooks, one on chemotherapy, the other on sodium bicarbonate for cancer and other diseases, and a red light therapy dose guide by clicking the link in the description below. Last but not least, check out one more video on my channel right here, and I will see you in the next one.